Get your reactions ready. The live portion of the show will begin in just a moment. It is Friday, August 18th, and the Red Sox were in town, and they brought the lumber against Johnny Brito. My recap and your reactions coming up next. This is NYY Recaps.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back in.
Man, I didn't realize until I listened to it just now. You can really hear the despair in my voice in that intro. Kind of bummed myself out. As I like to say back when I was an Uber driver, I've had a few drinks. You might want to buckle up. Somebody on the Yankees definitely stole Joe Boo's rum. That much is clear. This team isn't just in the cellar. They are in the toilet. If you don't have Apple TV, you saved yourself a few hours of misery tonight. I'm going to miss the misery tomorrow. The Yankees have given up, so I'm going to take the day off tomorrow, go to the lake with the missus, go for a walk, get some exercise, and try and figure out, what kind of content we can create in October. Because we're not going to be doing recaps, that's for sure. Just when you thought the Yankees couldn't look any more pathetic, they lose 6 in a row, and this game was over quick. Yankees broke the cardinal rule in baseball tonight. Never give up 4 runs before you get the first out of the game. Good job, guys.
Don't fail me again.
Actually, I don't know if that's a cardinal rule, but it should be. It's a bad strategy. But that's the way the Yankees went tonight. And it's been about a week since they lost, or since they won. They got Garrett Cole tomorrow, so, we'll see if the bats show up and support him. But Yankees were facing Brian Bayo, no relation to Scott Baio. Dan Plesac said after it was 4-0 in the first inning that this feels like one of those games that's going to be a 9-inning slugfest. And I knew right when he said that he has not watched a Yankee game for at least the last 2 or 3 months. Because this team does not slug, especially on Fridays for some reason, and especially against bad pitchers. In the first inning, Bayo struck out Giancarlo Stanton for the 6th consecutive time. I don't know what they're going to do with Giancarlo, man. As I'm putting together my offseason stuff, it's evident that he just doesn't fit. Nobody wants him. He can't run. His swing is getting worse and worse as his lower body becomes more and more rigid and useless. I just don't know how you're going to get out of that one. They're not going to cut him. They're not going to pay him $25 million a year to go sign for the minimum with some other team and hit home runs. I think they're just screwed for the next few years until they've squeezed every last ounce out of him that they can. The problem is, I don't think there's much juice left to squeeze. But this game is not on Giancarlo. Had a bad night. He was 1 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts, but this game is not on him. It was 7-0 Red Sox before the Yankees got their first hit. A booming double from Volpe in the 3rd inning. Bottom of the 3rd. He actually smoked the ball a couple of times tonight. Also struck out a couple of times. Seems to be about what he does. Hitting .216 now. Got a little soundbite that I'll play from AJ Przinsky about Volpe. Przinsky, funny guy. I think it was Przinsky. I was in one of the foul territory meetings, and I think it was Przinsky. It might have been one of the other guys. Said, how do you get on and do recaps every night after they lose? And I got to be honest, at this point, it's not really even a recap. It's like stand-up comedy. But, I'm sitting down, and it's not funny. It's tough. This team is sickening. Sickening if you're a real fan. Volpe did turn a nice double play in the 4th inning, started a nice double play. And with Wander Franco headed to death row, you have to wonder if that leaves open the shortstop Gold Glove Award at the end of the season. I can't imagine anybody voting for Wander Franco now. Yankees did pretty much nothing until Judge went deep in the 8th inning. 2-run shot, didn't mean much. 23rd on the season. First home run for the Yankees at Yankee Stadium since May 28th. Yankees picked up a couple of hits in the 9th inning. Gleyber Torres, IKF, but Harrison Bader and Anthony Volpe both struck out. And then Rortvedt hit a soft fly ball to left field. That guy has very little pop. I thought he was going to be a much better hitter. That just goes to show you that minor league numbers don't always translate. Problem is, most of our minor league numbers are bad anyway. Yankees lose.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
We won't get them next time. I got to change that sound effect. We won't get them next time. Game over. We're fucked. Oh, man. It's tough. It's tough. Super chat from Anthony Garcia says, WAR since the start of 2019. I saw this stat. Did not surprise me. Machado, 19.9, Harper, 16.1, and Stanton, 4.7. So the Yankees went out and got Stanton early, hoping that he would have a big 2018. But he had an okay 2018, and then he's been hurt pretty much every year since. His legs went to shit. So it's over for him. THG says, Rortvedt, like Florial, is a quadruple A player. I hope not. He's a good catcher. But it's becoming more and more evident the dude he doesn't have much thump in that bat, man. I mean, he hits a lot of soft ground balls to second base, a lot of soft flyouts. He did nail the one home run he hit, but just not consistent enough. Look, we've got to be patient with rookies. I've said that about Volpe. I'll say that, about Rortvedt. But next year, you're going to need to go into the season with guys who you know can hit. Because we said already, hope is not a strategy. The Yankees hoped that they wouldn't have injuries this year. They hoped that, Judge would hit 60 again. They hoped that Giancarlo Stanton would bounce back somehow, and that Aaron Hicks would bounce back somehow, and that Josh Donaldson would bounce back somehow. Hope is not a strategy. And it's gotten to the point now that, they have to recognize that something needs to be done. You can't strike out this much. You can't have these feeble at-bats. You can't get 10 hits and put up 3 runs. You can't be sitting around waiting for Aaron Judge to hit a home run because he's not going to hit 100 home runs next year. I promise you. He might win you 10 games if he has a great year. He might have a 10 WAR. But Yankees got to surround him with something or they're going to waste his prime. I was reading Reddit this morning, and I wish I had copied down the comment just so I could read it to you, but someone was comparing the Yankees to an investment fund. New York Wall Street guy, undoubtedly. And it was a great comment. He said, if you think about all the players, they're essentially investments. You buy some stocks at a low price young, think of prospects, right? And you hope to get value from them at the major league level, and so that it'll be a good investment. Some stocks you go out and buy at a higher price, and you hope that it gets even higher and really takes off. Go and get a free agent. And it's about building this really super valuable fund. Now, the Yankees have a valuable fund. They make a lot of money, but they don't win on the baseball field. And some of these investments are long-term. You got 3 more years of LeMahieu. You got 3 or 4 more years of Stanton. Now, will those guys finish their contracts with the Yankees? Unlikely. Unlikely. But something's got to be done. Lou Rahm, right on the money, says this team is unwatchable, not worth watching. Luke says, why do fans even go to games anymore? Don't care if we go on an 8-game winning streak. We're still 68 and 62. I'll tell you why, because the tickets cost an enormous amount of money, and they sell them all during the winter. A lot of people bought tickets when Judge re-signed and Rodon re-signed, and then Hal said, we're not done. And so everybody went to the Ticketmaster app and bought tickets. Or the Game Time app, which is my favorite app for last-minute tickets. Fastest growing ticket app in the world. Download the Game Time app to your phone or other smart device. Use the code NYY Recaps for $20 off of not just baseball tickets, but football, basketball, hockey, all sports you can think of, concerts, theater, comedy, you name it. You can find it on Game Time. Use the code NYY Recaps, $20 off your first purchase. Game Time, lowest price on last-minute tickets, guaranteed. So Ruda had a little bit of a different take on, the investment portfolio. I don't have that clip for you, but he did say that, he compared himself to his own portfolio, right? But what I was looking for, there's a Reddit comment, if somebody wants to find it. It was just written really succinctly. In the context of we need to replace the fund managers, right? The owner and the managers and the GM and the coaches and all that, they're the fund managers, right? And we need to replace those guys. But yes, Ruda compared himself to an investment as well. Brett Deutsch says, NY also has a huge population. It's a night out for casuals and couples, etc. I agree. Let's play this. Let's play Przynski on the analytics. This was a debate that he had with a guy named Lance Brozdowski, who's a analytics guy, works at Driveline. And Brozdowski had made the point that the Yankees are great at producing guys who hit the ball hard, right? High exit velocities. And this is basically what Przynski said to come back.
I'm trying not to be the old guy here.
I'm
bitter
open
against
to it.
analytics, but here's my thing with what you're saying. One, they haven't developed anybody. Anthony Volpe, league average. Why? Because he steals bases and his defense is above average. His offense is not league average. I don't care what you say.
It's slightly below. It's right around it.
Exactly. So he's not league average. They developed him. Okay. I want you to go in there. I'm looking at their top prospects right now. Look at their numbers.
I got them down. Yeah.
Okay. Spencer Jones. Okay.
Yep.
I mean, 785 OPS in high A. Okay. Jason Dominguez was supposed to be the greatest player ever. 756 OPS. Right. So, okay, I get what you're saying, that there are certain factors in developing major league hitters, but what I feel like analytics people don't understand, and I understand analytics, and I'm all for certain analytics being applied, okay? But not every guy is the same. So you might have a guy that's 6'7", Aaron Judge, and then you have Anthony Volpe. Guess what? You shouldn't have an Anthony Volpe going up there trying to hit 65 home runs and hit the ball 103 miles an hour, because guess what? On a physical limitation basis, he can't do that as consistently. Now, can he have a good approach? Yes, but also he needs to be able to two-strike adjustment, right? Put the ball in play, get a guy over. I mean, I'm not crying for a bunt, but hey, can you bunt? Can you two strikes? Can you drive the guy in, not take a wild swing, trying to hit a home run? Because the Yankees farm system said, well, if you strike out, it's fine. But also if you hit it 103, oh man, you're going to go to the next level, right? So there has.
All right, so that was the basic take from Przynski on analytics. So looking at the Yankees AA box score today, they had a nice little rout. Dominguez, 4 for 6 in the game, hit his 15th home run, now hitting over 250. So he's really turned it on over the last, couple of months. He's hitting 251, 15 home runs, 65 RBIs, 37 stolen bases, 773 OPS. But I was thinking about what Przynski said about how, guys just hitting the ball hard, there's got to be more than just hard contact, because the Yankees seem to hit a lot of hard ground balls to shortstop, right? It's like they've just figured out that if they can smoke the ball at the shortstop or whatever in the minor leagues, you get a 100+ exit velo. I don't know if that's translated over to the major leagues, like if they're doing the same drills or whatever, but I feel like if the Yankees don't strike out, they hit a lot of hard ground balls to shortstop. I don't feel like they hit doubles. I don't feel like they get a lot of duck snort hits or dying quails or seeing eye singles. They either smoke it or they strike out. It's hard to watch, man. It's hard to watch. James Bryn says Dominguez needs to be in AAA by the end of the season. Honestly, I'd call him up tomorrow. He's red hot right now. Test him. I mean, the Red Sox are still playing for something. It's good for these guys to get some experience. Red Sox are still trying to win. Does no good to call these guys up to play against the Nationals and the whoever the hell else we play down the stretch that sucks. Because those teams are out of it. These guys should have been up here now. Guy who started at first base for the Angels tonight was drafted this year. Now, granted, he was hitting 370 in Double-A. I'm going to see what is going on in that game. That was the... So let's see here. He is 0 for 1, but he walked. His name is Nolan Shanuel. Shanuel? I think that's how you say it. 6'4", 220, 21 years old. Was playing at Double-A. Look at these numbers. I mean, he played 21 games in the minors. That's John Olerud level stuff. And the Yankees got guys playing, their number one prospect. Guy went to college. He's stuck at Single-A. Spencer Jones. Apparently Ohtani just hit a grand slam. Yay.
Yeah, baby.
Gonna look good in a Dodger uniform next year. Tommy Higgs says, this is depressing, man. I 100% agree with you. But look, we're going down with the ship. Now, am I going to recap every single game the rest of the way if the Yankees are out of it? Probably not. I mean, we were doing pretty much every day, but I'll probably go, take some weekends off as we go down the stretch here and the games become less and less meaningful. Haven't had summer weekends in a while, so if the Yankees are out of it, might as well get out of the house once in a while. Brett says, Ruda also commented that in the minors, they penalize hitters for soft contact that results in hits and don't care about moving runners, sacks, or strikeouts. Yes, he said you don't get docked for strikeouts. He said that his OPS was good, but that the projected OPS was lower. So they suggested that he was lucky, and so they sent him down. To me, that's just not fair. It's just not the way to run an organization. F. Saminsky says, 8 to 10 strikeouts for Cole tomorrow, no run support, and probably another loss. That would be 7 straight. 7 straight if the Yankees can't get it done tomorrow. I want to thank all the members who have stuck with us all season long and have their names in lights. I'm thinking about doing some members-only content in October. Maybe we'll do some watch parties for some of the other playoff games. I typically don't like to do a lot of non-Yankees stuff on this channel, but I feel like, if people are watching the playoffs, and I'm going to be watching the playoffs, might as well go live. Might have some people on with me to do some watch parties, that type of thing. Where I don't have to worry about, taking notes and doing all the production. We can just, put the game score up and do some chatting and have a good time. We'll see. Jerry said, the musicians are playing on the Titanic right now. I tweeted this the other day. I feel like we've reached the part of the movie where people are looking around and they realize there's not enough lifeboats for everybody. It's not looking good. Dr. Hitskin says, all you have to do is watch Atlanta and see how bad the Yankees are. I tell you what, Mike Francesa does a podcast a few times a week. It's audio only, but they have it on YouTube. And it's his analysis of the Braves series was perfect. The Yankees were totally outclassed. The way he described it was perfect. And he's been around a long time. He's not his first rodeo, so he's good at describing that type of thing. He's seen it before, not just from the Yankees, but from every team. So, worth a listen if that's your thing, if you want to put yourself through a little bit more torture. Anyway. Brett says, I think everything Ruda said was true. You can see it 100% in how this team approaches hitting. I agree. So, let's talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. The last few minutes, we'll take some comments, and then we're going to call it a night. And then, I'm going to take the day off tomorrow, go to the lake. My wife and I are going to go see Barbie in the evening. I got to say, I'm not super excited about it, but she wants to go see it, and I'm excited to do something she wants to do. She goes to see a lot of the movies that, I dragged her to see Terminator 2 in the movies. They were, showing it as like a classic, and I made her watch Terminator 1 at home and then made her go see Terminator 2. And I looked over at her during like the greatest part of the movie where, you know, the metal guy, the T-1000, just got, frozen by the liquid hydrogen or whatever. And Arnold looks and says, "Hasta la vista, baby," and shoots him, and it breaks all up. And then the heat from the melting steel warms him up, and he starts to come back together. And I'm just like, yeah. And I'm looking at her, and she's like, just unconscious, just completely snoring. So, anyway, guys. Let's see what else. Landon says, hey, bartender, Joe Boo needs a refill.
Excellent.
All right, guys, let's call it a night. I don't know what else to say about this team other than they're not good at baseball, and I hope they fix it, but I doubt they will. Let's wrap it up.
Game over, man. Game over.
Crackle Nut says, this team is such a joke. We're acting like a third-tier team. What happened to us? Brian Cashman, Al Steinbrenner.
You gotta go.
F. Saminsky says the Yankees have terminated themselves.
Excellent.
Most impressive.
All right, guys. I'll see you on Sunday. Have a good weekend.
Ball game over.
Most impressive.